Zayn Malik is an English singer. He auditioned as a solo contestant for the British music competition television series The X Factor in 2010. Born January 12, 1993, age 31 years, Bradford, United Kingdom. Music group, One Direction, 2010 to 2015. Height, 1.75 meters. Parents, Yasser Malik, Trisha Malik. Nationality, English. Siblings, Safa Malik, Donia Malik, Waliha Malik. Zayn Malik, net worth $75 million. Personal life. Malik speaks English and Urdu, and can read Arabic. Malik has openly spoken about suffering from an eating disorder while in One Direction, which he attributed to the overwhelming workload and pace of life on tour. He has also spoken about suffering from anxiety and lack of confidence, especially before live solo performances, having cancelled multiple concerts after experiencing the worst anxiety of his career. As of 2023, he has been living in suburban Pennsylvania for several years, happy to get away from the bustle of New York City. In 2018, he owned an apartment in Soho, Manhattan, and previously owned homes in Los Angeles and London, both of which he sold in 2018. In the past, he was a target of anti-Muslim attacks. In 2017, Malik stated that he identified as a non-practicing Muslim and did not want to be defined by his religion or cultural background. In November 2018, he told British Vogue that he no longer identified as Muslim. Early life. Zayn Malik was born Zayn Javed Malik on January 12, 1993 in Bradford, West Yorkshire, to an immigrant Pakistani Muslim father, Yasser Malik, and a white British mother of English and Irish descent, Trisha Malik, née Brannan, who converted to Islam upon marriage. Malik has one older sister, Donia, and two younger sisters, Waliha and Safa. Malik grew up in East Bowling, Bradford, in a working-class family and neighborhood. He attended Lower Fields Primary School and Tong High School, now Tong Leadership Academy, in Bradford. As a teenager, he took performing arts courses and appeared in school productions. He grew up listening to his father's urban music records, primarily R&B, hip-hop, and reggae. He wrote raps when he was at school and sang on stage for the first time when singer Jay Sean visited his school. Malik also boxed for 2 years, from ages 15 to 17. Before beginning his music career, he intended to pursue an academic degree in English in hopes of becoming an English teacher. Career. 2010 to 2015, The X Factor and One Direction. In 2010, 17-year-old Malik auditioned in Manchester for the 7th series of reality television competition The X Factor. On the morning of the audition, Malik became nervous and did not want to attend, but his mother eventually forced him out of bed and coaxed him into going. He sang Let Me Love You by Mario as his audition song and was accepted into the next round. Upon auditioning for The X Factor, Malik stated that he was looking for an experience. Despite being eliminated before the final round of the competition, judges Nicole Scherzinger and Simon Cowell grouped him with fellow competitors Harry Styles, Niall Horan, Liam Payne and Louis Tomlinson to form a new act for the remainder of the show, the boy band that would become known as One Direction. The group quickly gained popularity in the UK, finished in 3rd place, and were subsequently signed by Cowell to a reported £2 million Psycho Records recording contract. They signed in North America with Columbia Records. A book licensed by One Direction, Forever Young, Our Official X Factor Story, released in February 2011 and topped the Sunday Times bestseller list. The same month, the boy band performed for 500,000 people throughout the UK as part of the X Factor Live Tour. The group's debut studio album Up All Night was released in November 2011 in the UK and Ireland. Released internationally in March 2012, they became the first UK group to have their debut album reach number 1 in the United States. It topped the charts in 16 countries. The lead single, What Makes You Beautiful, was an international commercial success, reaching number 1 in the UK and number 4 in the US. It has since been certified 4 and 6 times platinum in the US and Australia, respectively. Subsequent singles Gotta Be You and One Thing became top 10 hits in the UK. Following the release of the album, the band embarked on the Up All Night tour. Initially intended to be solely a UK tour, dates in North America and Australia were added due to demand. Up All Night, the live tour, a video album documenting the tour, was released in May 2012. That same month, One Direction's first book to be licensed in America, Dare to Dream, Life as One Direction, was published and topped the New York Times bestseller list. In September 2012, One Direction released Live While We're Young, the lead single from their second album, and it reached the top 10 in almost every country it charted in and recorded the highest one-week opening sales figure for a song by a non-US artist in the US at the time. The album's second single, Little Things, spawned the band's second #1 single in the UK. One Direction's second studio album, Take Me Home, was released in November 2012. The record sold 540,000 copies in its first week in the US and went to #1 in 35 countries. Reaching #1 on the Billboard 200, the group became the first boy band in US chart history to record two #1 albums in the same calendar year and the first group since 2008 to record two #1 albums in the same year. The group headlined their second concert tour, the Take Me Home Tour, in February 2013, playing over 100 shows in Europe, North America, Oceania, and Asia. The tour was commercially successful, grossing $114 million. In August 2013, the 3D documentary concert film One Direction, This Is Us was released, accumulating a box office gross of $68.5 million. One Direction's third book, One Direction, Where We Are, Our Band, Our Story, 100% Official, was released that same month. In November 2013, the band's third studio album, Midnight Memories, was released. It was the best-selling album worldwide in 2013, with 4 million copies sold globally. The album's #1 debut on Billboard 200 made One Direction the first band in history to have their first 3 albums all debut atop the chart. The album's lead single, Best Song Ever, became the group's highest-charting single in the US to date. They embarked on the Where We Are tour, their first all-stadium tour, in 2014. Tickets sold out in minutes, and more shows were added due to overwhelming demand. The band averaged 49,848 fans per show on the tour, which grossed over $290 million and was the highest-grossing tour of 2014, the 15th highest-grossing concert tour of all time, and remains the highest-grossing tour of all time by a vocal group. In September 2014, One Direction's fourth book, One Direction, Who We Are, Our Official Autobiography, was released. The group's second concert film, One Direction, Where We Are, the concert film, was released in October 2014.